Everything was going great. You know, I really loved my job. We love our house, our neighborhood. We were really happy and thought, okay, you know, it's time we can start thinking about kids.
In 2007, life was working out as planned for Kim Mallett and her husband, Ryan. Then she made a discovery that would change their lives forever.
One day I noticed a lump while I was in the shower, and it kind of took me back. I wasn't looking for it. I didn't expect to find something. No one thinks they're going to find something when you're 31. A week later, I found out it was something, and again, at that moment, our lives just changed completely.
Ryan recalls Kim's breast cancer diagnosis.
Literally at that moment, it felt like my heart was in a vice, and it was physical pain. It was kind of like, why her? And I went through more anger than she did. Like, why is this happening to her? I think it's like everybody else. We want to grow old together and be that happy couple.
Kim chose to fight back aggressively. She began chemo and had both breasts removed.
I wasn't willing to risk my life to keep my breasts. I look at cancer the same way I would look at someone who's dangerous or wants to, who wants to harm me. There's nothing nice about it. It's a killer.
Kim also underwent genetic testing to find out if she's predisposed to cancer.
I think for me, after being diagnosed with cancer, I never wanted to hear those words again. I never wanted to be told I had cancer again.
She discovered she has the breast cancer 2 gene, which makes her more likely to develop breast and ovarian cancer.
Before the age of 40, between 35 and 40, the recommendation is to remove the ovaries to prevent cancer from developing. And so I will have that done once I get to that point. When it comes to having children, it's definitely up in the air. I have a gene that has a 50% chance of being passed on. Maybe we'll just wait and see and not try to figure this one out so quickly, and time will tell.
Now, about 4 years after her original diagnosis, Kim has the answers she was looking for.
After I had my last interview, I have been great, busy, healthy.
Then, in January, doctors found a suspicious mass on one of Kim's ovaries.
The recommendation was to have a total hysterectomy in order to make sure it's not cancer and to test it for cancer. There's no reliable way to biopsy it, and with my risk, they have to be sure. It's better to be safe than sorry, and so what it means is you basically, when you have this mutation, you do everything you can to stay ahead of the cancer by removing the parts of your body it can affect.
Kim decided to have her ovaries removed, eliminating her chance of having children of her own.
We were always, in all honesty, we were always somewhat ambivalent about having kids, but we, probably like everyone, thought we would have them at some point. That's changed, and that's not going to happen.
Following her surgery, Kim learned more about the mass on her ovaries.
It was not cancer, which confirmed what the doctor had suspected, but they needed to be sure. So that was a huge relief. At this point, I think I've done everything surgically possible to prevent cancer. So I'm done, which is kind of nice. Just checkups now, no big hurdle. It's kind of nice to be at the finish line.
Watching Kim battle cancer has since inspired others in her family to go through with genetic testing.
Some of my family members, my aunts and cousins, have tested positive for the gene. So part of me feels like it was good that I had cancer, that I caught it, I'll be okay. We found the gene, and hopefully it will prevent some of my family members from having to go through treatment and just the ordeal of cancer itself.
As for Kim and Ryan, they're traveling and making the most of their life together.
When you get married, you say for better or worse, in sickness and in health, but no one really thinks that's going to happen. And he's never, ever, ever complained, and has only been supportive and positive, and I'm thankful for that. I can't imagine my life without him. I mean, he's my best friend and my partner. I mean, we're in this together.
She's a very, beautiful woman, and she is now. And in fact, there's a different sort of beauty about her now. Like, she's stronger. She's reborn.
For Smart Talk, I'm Kira McGuire.